Right, this is a quick walk around video for a Lexus IS 250. This is the SE model, automatic, registered in 2006, and you see here on a 55 plate. Car's covered 94,000 miles and is in absolutely superb condition. It really is. Just to go around the car for you, lights on the car. There's no condensation in those, no cracks or otherwise. Front of the car is in really lovely condition. You know, it's a car that really does belie its age. I've not done any touch-ins on this car at all, not touched any of the paintwork. So just to show you, any tiny little stone chips, and they are minuscule. There's a few on there, but nothing like you'd expect to see. You know, certainly the ones that have been up and down the motorways, you'd see a lot more. Front bumper generally very clean. There's one little mark just there, which again, some of it might well polish out actually, because they're quite light. But I mean, I'm being massively critical of this car because it is in really lovely condition. So come down the near side of the car, got a Pirelli front tyre with loads of tread. I think it was about 6mm. Alloy wheels in fantastic condition, because that isn't always a given on these Lexus. You find a lot where they've done treated with acid, where they've corroded. But the panel work is absolutely beautiful. You know, there is the odd mark, but very few and far between. In all honesty, it's, you know, a really lovely condition car. Rear alloy wheel, again Pirelli tyre with tons of tread on it again. Alloys in super order. No car parking dinks. It's absolutely mirror smooth. Coming around the back of the car. Again, rear bumper in generally very good condition. And over to the off side of the vehicle. Again, sign, it's been really nicely maintained. Probably not been in the city centre because there's no car parking dinks at all on this car anywhere. Rear Pirelli tyre, alloy in again really fabulous condition. And panel work down this side is absolutely beautiful. It really is. It does look good in this colour as well. It's a very good colour for the Lexus. Final alloy, this is the only one which shows any obvious signs of wear. You've just got a little bit of curbing down there and at the bottom there as well. And the Pirelli tyre again with loads of tread. So a full set of Pirelli tyres. It gives clue to just how well maintained this car has been, but it's a beautiful car in beautiful condition. So coming into the boot area again, absolutely fantastic. It really is. Carpeted areas. Video doesn't do justice to it in all honesty. Hardly been used at all. Underneath this little cover here, you've got your original tool set in there as well, which is all good, and the space saver underneath, but in fabulous order. Big capacity boot. Obviously got a little ski hatch coming through there as well. Coming into the back of the car now, door card in fabulous order. Back of the seats at the front here, quite often kicked by little feet or otherwise, but in absolutely superb condition. Not a mark on those at all. Leatherwork, black leather, which is the contrast you want to see on one of these burgundy cars or maroon cars. In absolutely superb condition. It really is a lovely car inside. So coming to the front of the car now, all the sill areas again just look absolutely pristine. They really do. Obviously you've got your electric seat there. Driver seat is in really good condition. The only sign of wear, you've got a tiny bit where it rubs the petrol paintwork off the leather actually, but I mean that's minuscule. I'm being stupidly hard on the car. And again, passenger seat, all in fabulous order. So inside the car now, obviously engine's running as it has been all the way through. Just to quickly show you down there, full owner's manual pack and your original Lexus lock and wheel nut key for the car. Dashboard is absolutely as clean as you'll ever see. I mean, it's not that I've not cleaned it with any detergents or silicone or anything like that. It's absolutely as it came to me, and it is one of the nicest interiors I've ever seen. On these, Mark Levinson stereo, sat nav system all working beautifully. Pop the car into reverse and then you end up with a beautiful crystal clear rear parking camera. On the side here we've got heated and air conditioned seats, all working absolutely beautifully. Obviously automatic gear lever there as well. Come across, multifunction steering wheel and your cruise control functions there. Paddles for the if you want to operate the gearbox manually. Obviously auto lights, auto wipers on the car, and then we've got engine running, no warning lights on the vehicle. You can see 94,463 miles, but it is in absolutely stunning condition. It really is. So the video honestly doesn't do justice to it. What should follow now will be a road test of this very car. Right, this is a road test video for a Lexus. This is the IS 250 SE model, automatic, as you can no doubt tell. Car's registered AY55XBK, and the mileage at the start of this brief road test is 94,456 miles. The reason we do the road tests is so customers get to see the cars prior to coming to see us. That way they get to see the very car they're looking at in the advert in operation. I can feed back anything to you, good, bad or otherwise, and I am critical on the car, so if there's something not right about the car and I'm aware of it, I will tell you, as is shown on some of my previous videos as well. Also pointing out that the road tests are done on exactly the same roads just outside our premises, so it should be wholly representative of what you should feel when you come and see and drive the car if you wish to purchase it. Worth pointing out, it's now just after 9 o'clock and this is rush hour around here, believe it or not. So having spent many years working in Bristol in the city centre, where road tests were an absolute nightmare for ourselves and customers, it was quite stressful. Here, when you come and drive the car, you're doing it on very quiet roads where you can really concentrate on the car rather than worrying about crawling through traffic or trying to find your way. So starting with the car, just a very brief background to it. It's going to be a relatively short video, I'm going to be brutally honest. Rare indeed to find a car as well looked after and that drives so beautifully as this car does. The car has been, as you'll know from the advert, wonderfully maintained exclusively at the Lexus main dealers, and it feels like it. As soon as you jump in the car, I've literally just spent half an hour giving the car a clean. Normally a clean takes sort of 3 to 4 hours. This car is quite extraordinary, it really is. So coming back to the mechanicals of the vehicle, engine, first press of the key, starts immediately, sounds absolutely sweet as a nut. There's no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine or any other part of the car, but the engine is a beaut. I mean, it really is a lovely engine anyway, but you can't tell it's done the miles. It's just silent, it's smooth, it's matched the gearbox beautifully, but there's just no sense that it's turned more than 20,000 miles. So it's, the miles it's done, it's still very low miles for Lexus. In all honesty, they can do double this very easily indeed. But no, the engine is absolutely superb. Surprisingly, actually quite economical. Me and my business partner both drive them at the moment, and we've really sort of fallen for them. Very smooth to pick up speed. Beautiful gearbox, no jarring, no funny gear changes. It's absolutely seamless, it really is. And when you kind of compare this, I'm going to rabbit on in this video, I know, I can feel it coming already, I do apologise, but when you compare this to driving a sort of a BMW 3, an Audi A4, Mercedes C-Class of the same vintage, absolutely chalk and cheese. This is what they mean by real build quality and engineering integrity. I've driven older BMWs and Mercs, very nice cars, not just they're not, but there's something so wonderfully engineered about every part of the car, not just individual parts. BMW do some parts really well and other parts appallingly, and the same can be said for the other two. Lexus seems to do it all absolutely brilliantly. But the engine, gearbox, cannot in any way, shape or form fault them, and I mean that sincerely. Car's whisper quiet, which means all the seals on the doors are all in really good order still. And car tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no, it doesn't deviate from its chosen course. As with all cars, you know, every car should follow the camber of the road. The roads are cambered slightly to allow the water to come off, so it'll have the slightest movement very gently to the left when you take your hand off the wheel, which is absolutely right. They should never track, ironically, bullet straight. But it shouldn't pull violently to the left, and this one doesn't. It's just exactly as it should be. No play in the steering at all, no vibrations. It's just absolutely beautiful. Just unbelievably tight, this car. Likewise, the suspension, beautifully judged suspension on the car. It's not as overtly sporting as, let's say, a BMW 3 Series. It's not as mushy as an A4. It's not as wooden as a C-Class. What it's got is I think it strikes a really lovely balance. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go blasting around Castle Combe in it, you're probably better off in a 3 Series. But if you want to have a nice, precise car that, you know, really does hold its line beautifully in apexes, very nicely controlled damping, doesn't pitch or wallow. It's a really good car, but what it has also is genuine comfort. You know, as with all its sort of siblings in its model range, they are very comfortable cars. So you can cover huge distances in very comfortable seats. As I said, you know, incredibly comfortably. They're wonderful cars. Brakes on the car, absolutely rock solid pedal. There's no pulsing vibrations or anything coming back through the brake pedal. All in really good order. When I'm driving the car, what I tend to do on the cars, I mean, even ones with relatively low mileage, is just to try and get back to you if there's any feeling of any kind of wear. Because even a car that's, you know, been well maintained, if it's been driven in and out of sort of city centres over sleeping policemen and potholes, even they'll be perfectly safe, but you sometimes get a bit of chatter, a bit of looseness in the chassis, maybe a strut with a bit of wear, or anti-roll bar links, drop links, that kind of stuff. But there is absolutely nothing on this car. Really isn't. Inside the car, not even a hint of a squeak or rattle. It feels absolutely rock solid. It really does. Let's see what this chap's doing in a second. Bear with me. Not quite sure what he's looking to do. So yeah, I mean, it's you know, inside the car, fantastic specification. You know, you've got this big screen sat nav, all fully functional. That converts into a parking camera as soon as you select reverse gear. There's a little sort of grid so you can sort of line yourself up nicely. You know, huge spec, as I said. You know, you've got heated seats, air-conditioned seats, all working absolutely beautifully. Electric memory seats on the car as well. Seats are in fantastic order. The bolsters feel brilliantly supportive still. Mark Levinson stereo, which is absolutely brilliant. It's still, you know, one of the very finest stereos of all. Gearbox can be used in manual mode. Use the sort of Tiptronic style thing, or on the paddles here, and again, that's all working exactly as it should. Cruise control, just checking it there, again, working perfectly. All the electric windows, wing mirrors, auto drop when they pop down for when you set reverse. Folding mirrors will work perfectly. Everything I've touched works exactly as it should, you know, which is a clear sign of fastidious ownership on the car. Looking inside the car, you know, cliched as it sounds, it looks like it's done less than half the miles. It really does. I mean, it's in absolutely stunning condition. Looking for signs of wear in here is you're going to sort of struggle. The only part I can find just on top of the ashtray here. I think it's actually a little cup holder down the centre here. Just a bit where the paint's just worn, where people sort of rest their arms or hands on there. That's quite normal. You can get that little section sprayed if you really want, but I'm really nitpicking because the plastics in here, everything about it, the mats, the trim behind the seats, I don't think you're going to find a better one. I really don't. You know, you have to look very hard indeed. You know, we're not trying to be the cheapest with this car. Cheap sometimes means that the car, you know, may have a few kind of more marks on the car, may not have been so lovingly looked after inside. Certainly wouldn't have been looked after mechanically as well as this car has. It's just gone into the workshop, so it's pre-delivery inspection, and absolutely sailed through. It really did. I mean, there was nothing. We topped up the water. Obviously, oil was fine because it had just been serviced. But that's all we had to do. You know, everything's been checked, but all in really good order in there. But it's a beautiful car. It really is. I mean, the point of the video is to pick up anything. I can't genuinely find anything at all. I really can't. And if, you know, someone comes to me and finds something, I do apologise, but I simply can't find it. I've been trying very hard indeed whilst driving the car here. Clearly, if I've missed anything on the video and you want me to find out about it, don't hesitate. Please do give me a call. But you know, as far as the car goes, I really thoroughly recommend coming to see it. It's a very genuine car, which has been beautifully maintained.